Welcome to QUTV Sports This Week. I'm Will Connerly.
And I'm Shane Holsey. Baseball has looked a bit different over the past few months. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused baseball to look a little bit different over the past few months, but there was baseball being played at QU Stadium over the weekend. The QU baseball team held their first inter-squad scrimmage of the fall last Friday, and things did look a little bit different, what with coaches wearing masks and players doing the same when they weren't in the game. But in the end, competitive baseball in a game-like setting was being played, and it was a beautiful day. Temperatures right around 80 degrees, perfect for friends and family and even the pooches to come out and enjoy some baseball. The squad was divided up into two teams, a black and a gold team, and they played a 7-inning ball game. There was plenty of offense to be had. The two teams combined to score 25 runs, but when it was all said and done, the black team was victorious 16-9. But, well, more importantly than the final score was the fact that competitive baseball, albeit in a scrimmage-like setting, was being played at QU Stadium. And we were both broadcasters for the Karshua Collegiate League this summer. For those of you who don't know, that's the summer baseball league that was formed down in St. Louis this summer as a result of the pandemic. So we got a first-hand look at what baseball is like during COVID-19. It's a little bit odd, isn't it?
It is, but it's still baseball, so we still love it. It's still great to see, like you mentioned, baseball being back. It's something that's great to see because we had the experience to see these athletes who haven't been afforded great opportunities in the past few months to be able to get on the field and really compete with their teammates. And
I think it was a way for us to kind of get lost in something for a change. We needed a distraction. I think the whole country, the whole world needs a distraction during these times, and that league really provided it this summer.
It did. It showed that everybody can come together for a common goal, work hard to work well with each other, and unify and come together and be grateful that, hey, this was lost in the past, but this is something that's great to have.
And I think one of the things we really noticed was how much the players and the coaches and everybody involved in the game truly loves the game of baseball. We saw that during the summer probably more than we've noticed in the past, but maybe it was because of the times that we were in that we kind of paid attention to those things.
Yeah, definitely. You pay attention to a lot of the little detail, and you see everybody loves the little nuances of the game and the things that come with it. And you can prepare for a baseball game your whole life because there's so much to learn about the game, but that's why people love it.
Absolutely. And we also love countdowns. So coming up, it is time for another countdown for you guys.
Wow, another one.
One.
So we'll tap into what was the best moments of the QU football season in 2019.
Soccer is a physically demanding sport that often results in a tie. Student life comes with its own demands, and often it feels like the losses outnumber the wins. Sometimes you just need someone to listen. It's comforting to know our Quincy team extends beyond the field.
You have to make it your cue for you to do what you love.
With the National Football League, you could say they're in full swing of things. You know, after 3 weeks of action, it has us missing Division II football this fall at Quincy University. So what did we do, Shane? We took a trip back in the archives and looked at some of the top moments from last year.
Took a trip down memory lane, you could say, putting a countdown together from 5 to 1. So let's get right to the countdown. Let's start with number 5, numero cinco. This game wouldn't result in a Hawks win, but boy, was it a fun one. October 26th against Lindenwood, the eventual GLVC champs. Lindenwood coming into town. Quarterbacks Cade Brister of Lindenwood and Andrew Rund of Quincy were slinging it all over QU Stadium. The two combined to throw for 7 touchdowns and almost 700 yards. The Lions would get the better of the Hawks 33-27, but it was one heck of a ball game and one of the games of the year.
On to number 4. During that same game, the Hawks' Chris Poindexter with one of the catches of the year. Check it out right there. Facing a 4th and 10 late in the game, Run tries to hit Poindexter over the middle, and Poindexter goes up to make the grab, takes a shot, and hangs on. Take another look right there. Lindenwood's Drew Sears absolutely lays out Poindexter, but Poindexter hangs on for an unbelievable catch at number 4.
We've now reached the midway point in our countdown. At number 3, October 19th, against Southwest Baptist, Andrew Run puts together a 5 touchdown performance against the Bearcats. Rundy threw for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers. And oh yeah, he ran for another 39 and scored another touchdown on the ground. And he was named GLVC Player of the Week for his performance, one of the best games of his career.
But we say one of his best games because of what he did during the final game of the season against William Jewell. In his final game as a Hawk, Run threw for a school record 486 yards and set a new Hawk single season mark with 3,151 passing yards. And as you'll see in our number 1 moment, he needed every one of those yards.
That's right, Will. Our number 1 moment from the 2019 QU football season, facing 4th and a mile, down 1 with just over a minute left. Run sends one downfield for Brandon Gaston, and Gaston somehow comes down with it in a slew of Cardinals defenders, and Ossie Calhoun would eventually punch it in later that drive to cap off a Hawks 47-42 victory on Senior Day. What a countdown. Now a team who thought their season may be all but over a couple months ago had a chance to clinch a postseason berth on Sunday. Stay tuned to find out if they could do just that.
Quincy is exercise science, human performance, and basically that is going to set me up to get certified in strength and conditioning and personal training. So ultimately what I want to do after college is put my personal training career off to the side and join the military. For this upcoming summer, I have the opportunity to join the Platoon Leaders course, and basically what this is for the Marine Corps, it is Officer Candidate School. It's a 10-week program in Quantico, Virginia, and if I get accepted, I will leave on June 1st, and I will train there for 10 weeks up until August 10th. My initial physical standards, and that consists of a 3-mile timed run, 2 minutes to perform as many pull-ups as I can, and 2 minutes to perform as many sit-ups as I can.
The St. Louis Cardinals entered the final day of the regular season in control of their own destiny. Win, and you're in the postseason. Lose, you're going to need some help. Their opponents, the Milwaukee Brewers, have postseason aspirations themselves. So how did this battle of NL Central rivals pan out on the last day of the season? Let's get right to the highlights. Top of the first, no score. How about this dandy of a double play? Ryan Braun smokes one to third. Tommy Edmonds snares it, and heck of a turn there at second by Colton Wong. Ever so smooth. The bottom three now. Wong hits a comebacker off the glove of Freddie Peralta. Peralta's throw sails on him down the right field line. 2-run score, and it's 2-0 Redbirds. Costly mistake there for Peralta. 2 batters later with Wong at second. Paul Goldschmidt smokes a single into left center, and Wong comes around to score, and the Cardinal lead is up to 3. Still bottom 3, and the Cardinals keep it rolling. How about one Paul driving in another? Paul DeYoung flares one into left, and it falls for a base hit. Goldschmidt scores, and it's a 4-run third inning for the Cardinals. But why stop there? Bottom of the fourth, Harrison Bader is going to come to the plate facing Peralta once again, and that ball is absolutely demolished into Big Mac land, and it hits Fredbird's painting up there. How dare you, Mr. Bader? I'm sure Fredbird's not complaining, though, because the Cardinals, they would go on to win 5-2, and they are headed to postseason play for the second straight season under Mike Schilt. Now, Will, we talk about facing adversity all the time in the sports world, but this season for the Cardinals took resiliency to a whole new level. They finished the season by playing 53 games in 44 days, and they missed a couple and a half weeks due to some positive COVID-19 tests, but through it all, they finished with a winning record, and they are headed to the postseason. How about it?
It's never happened like this before. Obviously a season that's so unique, Shane, but the fact that they had to play more than any other team down the stretch, nobody's ever had to do that many doubleheaders. How did they do it? At one point, the MLB thought they would just go on without the St. Louis Cardinals because they had so many positive tests. They had to call so many different guys up, but they came together with the pool of players that they were afforded, and you have to give great credit to the manager, one of the best managers in all of the MLB, rallying the troops for something that's unprecedented. Getting back to the postseason once again, Mike Schilt doing a great job.
Reigning manager of the year, and he might be in contention for what he did this year as well. So who will the Cardinals face in their first round of the postseason? Bit of a different look to the MLB postseason this year as the top 8 teams in each league made the playoffs. So let's take a look at the 8 teams representing the National League. All these are best of 3 game series. The Brewers will take on the Dodgers. The Reds square off with the Braves. The Marlins take on the Cubs, and those Cardinals, they will face the Padres in the 4-5 matchup. And here are the matchups in the junior circuit in the American League. The Blue Jays will face the Rays, White Sox against the A's, Astros versus Twins, and Yankees versus Indians. So the MLB postseason is set. And what would be a sports show without some predictions?
I don't know.
It wouldn't be a sports show, that's for sure. So I'll kick things off. I've got the Dodgers representing the National League. They just have too much talent, pitching and hitting. Everyone looks at the lineup and sees all that firepower, but that pitching staff is pretty darn good. And in the American League, I'm going with the Oakland A's, an all-Cali World Series. How about a rematch of the '88 World Series with Kirk Gibson's walk-off homer? Maybe some more magic in that series. How about you, Will?
Shane, it was tough to be able to pick. It was tough to be able to decide during a year when you got 16 teams going up there. But I'm going with the Dodgers, the number 1 seeds, and the Rays, Shane. So the reason going here is, I mean, the 2 of the best teams, and that's who's going to win. The best teams, they're playing in a bubble, so really the home field's not going to matter really as much. I mean, you know, you're the home team, but it really hasn't mattered in terms of fans. I think these are the 2 best teams. Watch out for the Indians, though, as well. In these short series, they have the best pitcher on the planet. I know they're playing the Yankees, but watch out for pitching staffs moving forward.
Shane Bieber, Carlos Carrasco, that pitching staff could be nasty. Watch out for the Indians. Boy, these 3-game sets, this 16-team tournament, it's gonna be fun. Almost like March Madness kind of type feel to it. We're gonna have 8 games on Wednesday. How about that?
Let's get it going.
Let's get it rolling. So you can keep it rolling with us. We got Stanley Cup Finals, NBA playoffs coming up. Don't move a muscle.
College shouldn't be as hard as understanding fine art. Use the resources here at Quincy University. We're here to help.
Finding your passion is easy at Quincy University. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's degree or looking to go even further, at QU, your professional and academic future is bright. 40 undergrad programs include moments that become experiences, connections that become careers, and relationships that become lifelong support. We want you here. That's why we work hard to ensure that a Quincy University education is affordable. Let us help you put together a plan. Visit discover.quincy.edu to get started.
Six-time Finals MVP Michael Jordan is teaming up with NASCAR driver Denny Hamlin to form a new team for 2021. And Bubba Wallace is on board to drive for the team. Jordan and Hamlin purchased the Cup Series charter from Germain Family Racing, which currently fields driver Ty Dillon in the number 13. Jordan will serve as the principal owner of the team, with Hamlin acting as a minority partner while Hamlin continues to drive for Joe Gibbs Racing in the number 11 Toyota. An NBA legend is now the first black majority owner of a full-time race team in the NASCAR Cup Series since Hall of Famer Wendell Scott owned and raced his own car from the 1960s into the early 1970s.
Sunday afternoon's contest between the Washington football team and Cleveland marked the NFL's first game to include female coaches on both sides of the field and a female referee on the officiating crew. Jennifer King of Washington and Callie Brownson of Cleveland faced off, while Sarah Thomas helped call the game, making history in the process. All three women boast resumes that are full of firsts in the NFL. Thomas became the first female official in NFL history when she started as a rookie referee in 2015. She remains the only female official in the league, and last fall became the first woman to referee a playoff game. King, the first full-time black female coach in NFL history, was hired by Washington head coach Ron Rivera as an offensive assistant in February, joining the new regime in D.C. after interning under Rivera when he coached the Carolina Panthers. Brownson joined the Browns as the NFL's first female chief of staff in January.
Prior to Sunday's matchup with the Atlanta Falcons, neither of the Chicago Bears wins have been incredibly pretty. They could just as easily be 0-2. It was going to take some more late-game heroics for the Bears to move to 3-0. The roof was open at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, and the Falcons strike fast after a missed field goal. On the Falcons' first play, Matt Ryan connects with Calvin Ridley for 63 yards. A few plays later, Ryan finds the Falcons' Hayden Hurst for the 1-yard touchdown. The extra point's no good. 6-0 Falcons lead. Now 9-3 Atlanta. On 3rd and 5, the Falcons' Brian Hill finds a hole, picks up a downfield block, and goes 35 yards for the touchdown. 16-3 Falcons. Bears still trail. Mitchell Trubisky finds Jimmy Graham right here, a 2-yard touchdown, and it's a one-possession game. Next, the former Rams running back Todd Gurley right here. He's going to take it 10 yards for the touchdown and give the Falcons a 23-10 lead. Back-to-back weeks, the Falcons come out hot. The Bears trail by 13. And Trubisky right here on a 3rd and 8. He drops back in the pocket, scans the field. He's intercepted right there by Bleedyworth Wilson and led to a Falcons field goal. Atlanta up by 16 points now. And a big signing in the offseason. Now seeing some time. Mitch Trubisky is benched in favor of Nick Foles after that interception. It looks like a touchdown right here to Allen Robinson. It was initially ruled as one of the plays reversed, and it's actually called an interception. So Nick Foles coming in, throwing an interception. Darqueze Dennard intercepted that one, and it was ruled that Robinson didn't maintain possession of the ball throughout the entire process. Later, can the Bears make some noise? Foles coming in on 4th and goal. Foles finds Anthony Miller for the 17-yard touchdown. But the play would also be reviewed, and the ball was ruled that it hit the ground. A couple touchdowns coming off the board for Nick Foles. Turnover on downs, 26-10 Falcons lead. But the Bears, can they march back? Falcons are known for blowing these type of leads. Nick Foles right here, and he finds Jimmy Graham again. The 2-point conversion is no good, and now it's a 10-point game. Chicago just trailing by a couple possessions, and can Foles lead them back? He finds Robinson, who breaks it down the sideline, 37 yards for the touchdown. Now just a 3-point game on 3rd and 8. Foles drops back. He throws it toward the end zone, this time to Miller. This time it will count, and now Chicago takes the lead. Oh man, can Matty Ice lead a comeback? He drops back on the 2nd and 4 and throws it deep, but it's intercepted to Sean Gibson. Man, oh man, and that's a final right there. The Bears win it. And the Falcons coach Dan Quinn's got to be kicking himself. The Bears are 3-0. The Bears are 3-0, and they bench their starting quarterback, Mitch Trubisky. Nick Foles comes in the game, and Dan Quinn, I mean, in the 4th quarter, they've blown back-to-back 15-point leads. No team in the past 30 years has ever done that in the season. They do that in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Mr. Dan Quinn, and not looking good for Mitchell Trubisky either. After he leads the team to a 2-0 start, he gets benched after an interception, and what do you know? Nick Foles goes and leads a comeback and comes back to win. Bet we see Nick Foles out there starting next game.
Trubisky will never throw a pass again for the Bears, unless Foles gets hurt. He's never thrown a pass again.
You heard it here first. There you go. They say it's the hardest trophy to win in sports, the Stanley Cup, but the Tampa Bay Lightning had a chance to secure a date with Lord Stanley on Saturday if they could just beat the Dallas Stars in Game 5, but Stars would have something to say about that. Let's head to Rogers Place, Edmonton, Alberta, the site of Game 5 for the Stanley Cup Finals, and what a game it would turn out to be. The Stars would strike first. Late first period, no score. Dallas putting on some pressure. The puck comes loose for Corey Perry, and he wrists one past Andrei Vasilevsky. 1-0 Dallas. Early second period now, same score. Nifty little move here by Andre Palat, and he beats Anton Hudobin. Check out that move right there, and we are all tied. Check it out again. Palat protects the puck, gets to his forehand, slides it right past Hudobin. Early third period now, Mikhail Sergachev lets go a one-timer from the point, and how the heck did that puck sneak through from the point, and somehow it is 2-1 Lightning. Later in the third, Miro Heiskanen's one-timer is going to be stopped, but right there's Joe Pavelski. How about it? He puts on the rebound. We're tied again. This game would take 2 overtimes to settle, and Dallas have finally put home the game winner. Both teams jammed away in front of the net, and again it is Perry. What a game, what a finish, and the Stars force Game 6. 2 goals for Perry, and Pavelski's goal was his 13th of the playoffs and his 61st career playoff goal, which is the most all-time among American-born players. The Lightning will take their second crack at Lord Stanley's Cup in Game 6 tonight. 7 Central to drop for that. In the NBA's Orlando bubble, Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Celtics and the Heat. Boston down 3-2, trying to force a Game 7. Midway through the first quarter, 2-point Miami lead, but a lead no longer as Marcus Smart knocks down the corner 3. Later in the first, Miami up 4. Jimmy Butler, how about this no-look dish? Back to Andre Iguodala, getting Iggy with it. Iguodala cans the 3-pointer. Heat go up by 7. We jump to the second quarter now, 40-35 Heat. Jason Tatum, the St. Louis Kid, the NBA's newest superstar, right in Iguodala's mouth. All 3 of those. Now 42-40 Miami. Don't mind me. Just going to sneak in the back door there. Jimmy Butler gets the feed from Iggy, and easy finish there for Butler. He's already got 14 points, and it's 44-40 Miami. About a minute later, Tatum reads the pass of Tyler Hero, and on the other end, Tatum slams it home. The one-handed jam for Tatum, and it's a 2-point game. Third quarter now, still close. Iguodala is left open for 3. Shades of his 76ers and Warriors days. That bucket puts him at 11 points, and Miami now leads by 7. Later in the third, 5-point game. Jaylen Brown puts his head down, gets all the way to the cup, and 1, and he would complete the 3-point play. The lead is at 2. Early fourth quarter, now tied at 88. Brown intercepts the handoff, and he's going to throw it down on the other end. He's a little shaken up on the play, but he would be okay. You see him there hobbling a little bit, but he would stay in the ball game. Take another look. He's a little bit slow to get up, not putting any weight on that left leg. He would stay in the game, though. 97-96 Celtics now. Bam out of bio. Hey, Daniel Tice, how'd you like to be on that poster? You can't do it to him like that, Bam. And Heat go on top, 98-97. The bench is absolutely loving it. 5 minutes to go now. Heat up 2. Duncan Robinson, the pride of Newcastle, New Hampshire. Bottoms. Heat extend the lead to 5, and it was all Miami from there. They're up 12 with under 3 minutes to go. Adebayo almost loses it, but he hands it off to Butler. He finishes in his 116-102. How about one more slam for Bam? I'm not Dr. Seuss, but that's a good slam right there. Hero dumps it off for Adebayo. He slams it home, reverse slams some style points there, and 32 points for Adebayo, and the 5-seed Miami Heat are headed to the NBA Finals for the 6th time. Butler finishes with 22 as 6 Heat players reach double figures. Tatum finishes with 24, but it wasn't quite enough. The Heat are Eastern Conference champions.
The last time LeBron James lost a playoff series before the finals, May 30th, 2010, and he was his usual self in this year's Western Conference Finals. He scored 33 in Game 3, 26 in Game 4, and was in total takeoff mode over the weekend, closing out the series in Game 5 with a triple-double. James scored 38, 15, and 10 and reached his 15th career 30-point playoff triple-double. He took over, scoring 9 straight points in the fourth and closed out the game with 16 points in the final quarter. So, Shane, we talk about these finals predictions. I mean, everything coming up. We've talked about it all show long. It's so fun. Lakers in 4 games or 5?
I'll go Lakers in 6. I think the Heat steal a couple from them. I think we're kind of discounting how good this Miami Heat team is playing. I think Bam Adebayo is emerging as a young superstar. So I still like the Lakers are the better team, the deeper team, but I think the Heat could give them some fits.
Yeah, I think the Heat are going to struggle, and you struggled a little bit on the golf course. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we'll get to that after the break. It's golf, well, game of struggles, and that's even the case for some of the world's biggest stars. Check out that next.
Quincy University's Res Life community is here to help you.
South Park may have just pulled off the publicity stunt of the year in the build-up to its hour-long pandemic special. With sporting stadiums around the world looking rather empty at the moment, the show has done everything it can to stimulate a feeling of a live crowd at an NFL game, an attempt to liven up the Denver Broncos stadium and make it look like a full house. The seats were filled with cardboard cutouts of every single South Park character. Better still, each resident of the town was adhering to the pandemic regulations by wearing a mask. They were keeping their distance from one another. But seriously, we're glad not many real fans were there for the Broncos' sake, because it would have just mainly been booze.
Oh, we can't do it to them like that. Now, anyone who has played golf knows how frustrating it can be, and that's even the case for some of the world's greatest golfers. For example, Rory McIlroy. McIlroy was playing in the Paynes Valley Cup, a charity match at the brand new Tiger Woods designed Paynes Valley Golf Course in southwest Missouri. In a span of 4 holes, McIlroy had 3 near misses, once on the 14th hole, again on the 15th, and an equally brutal one on the 17th. And his opponent in the match, Justin Thomas, had some fun at McIlroy's expense. Watch this.
Hate to see that. There's a lot of 4-word. You hate 4-letter words that I could use right now. Here you go. Good try. Say it.
Another one.
That's good.
Justin seems heartbroken.
Mark it. You the read? Gotcha. Great shot. Pick it up. Thanks, bud. Oh, he did. He did. No. How does that miss? How does that miss? Like, Nice work with Hank. Nice working with Hank. That's what we tried to do. It looked good from my angle. I can't imagine what it looked like from yours.
Wow, Shane. I mean, you've had some tough luck on the golf course, haven't you?
I'd rather not talk about that.
Oh, come on, the people want to know. People want to know what happened to Shane.
Oh man. Well, let's just say I may or may not have taken a golf ball to the chin a few weeks ago. But as you can see, I'm still here. So I guess somebody higher up had some plans for me to still be here.
Amen. Hey, you took it on the chin, but you're back up.
I'm back up and running, back at full strength, so that's a good thing. Well, that's all the time we have here on this edition of QTV Sports this week. For Will, I'm Shane. Take care, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you next time.